Hello and welcome back to DIY The Art of Wood. I'm Jeremy. In this video I'm going to show you how, if you need to cut or notch around something like I need to do here around this wainscoting, how to set it up to where you cut and notch like a pro with nice perfectly straight lines, make it real easy on yourself. So just follow along and I'll show you how it's done. I'm going to aim the camera down here just a little bit so you can see. You may not be able to see the line on the video, but I have a line marked here with a pencil that is 3.5 inches from the edge of the window here down, which is the width of the trim boards we're using. So I want them to be able to set in here. Plus I have the width marked at 49 inches, which if you remember from the last video, we determined the width of the bottom board is 49 inches. So basically what we want to do is take, it's an ordinary 2x4 will work fine. Find one that has a halfway decent straight edge on it. Line it up with your mark, like so. Grab a nail gun. I'm using an 18 gauge brad nailer here. Just drive just a couple of nails in it like that. Just check your line, make sure you're still there. Put your hearing protection on. And what I have here is a multi-tool. You can put different heads on it. This one just kind of has a vibrating, oscillating head with sharp teeth on it. It's great for cutting things like this. But if you don't have one of these multi-tools, it's okay. You can also use a circular saw. You'll just have to hold it sideways. But you will have to set this in a different location. You'll have to account for the offset of the shoe of the circular saw. And if you want to learn how to do that, click this link here. So basically what I'll do is just let this ride along the edge here. And then when I get to here, it's no problem. It's just a little piece I have to cut off. Okay, so that was kind of loud and annoying, so I stopped it for a while, but I just kind of kept working my way back and forth. The blade was getting a little hot. I think it's a little dull, so I was getting a little bit of smoke there, but just keep it moving so you don't start a fire. But I can start to kind of check these to see which ones are ready to pop off there. And there just so happens to be a nail right at the top too, which is going to kind of make this a little bit more challenging to get these to remove. But you can see they're just kind of coming right out in little pieces at a time here. You want to kind of be careful not to go too deep and really cut into the drywall. If you're not so sure about that, you could kind of mark a little line with a piece of tape or something on the blade. Or if you're using a circular saw, just set the depth to just cut through this. And you won't have to worry about cutting into the drywall. Okay, so it just took a little additional cleanup and a little bit of extra work with that oscillating multi-tool. And I got this notched out. Let me move these aside for you. You can see here this is wider this way and this way. I went ahead and cut my two pieces for the top and the bottom just so I could see if they fit in here just fine. And that's another little tip for you. You'll want to cut both of these pieces at the same time, and instead of measuring and marking, you measure one, mark it, and then set up a stop on your saw so that the next piece you cut will be exactly the same. Because if you try to just measure both, mark both, and then cut to a line, chances are they're not going to be exactly the same. But if you measure one, mark one, and then set up some sort of a stop block on your saw, then the next one you cut will be exactly the same length. And it won't matter if they're the exact length you were going for. Here I was going for 49, but if they're off by a 16th or a 32nd of an inch, it doesn't matter. They're equal. That's all that really matters. So these will set in here just like this. As you can see, that notch worked just fine. So the bottom piece will sit here, top piece will sit up there, and we've got some additional things going on with the wainscoting down below, and you'll be seeing that a little bit later, but maybe it'll give you a little idea or an indication what this will look like. So once we get the vertical pieces, and I'll end up cutting all those later, but kind of see how that overhangs right there. And personally, I think that looks kind of nice. Kind of gives it a little character and a little bit of depth. something you don't necessarily see every day. So I hope that helps you out, and don't forget to subscribe and follow along with this project. And don't forget to ring that blue notification bell so you don't miss any new videos as well. I went ahead and cut 2 pieces for the top and the bottom, and that's just another, man, I'm out of breath. I'm fat and out of shape. Okay, so you done peeing over there? Okay. What's that?
There you go.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to DIY The Art of Wood. I'm Jeremy.